Hey everyone, Mike Harris, Director of Public Policy for Gun Owners Action League, and I am here to talk to you about Escher v. Noble. It is the newest legal action that we've taken, and we've done it in conjunction with a bunch of groups. But here I'll get into the information on it for you. It's case number 125-CV-10389, and like I said, it's Escher v. Noble. It was filed on February 14th in the U.S. District Court in the District of Massachusetts by attorney Jason Gaida, who everyone knows and everybody loves. Does a lot of good work for us. And it was filed in conjunction with our organization, GOAL, Com2A, Firearms Policy Coalition, Second Amendment Foundation, the National Rifle Association, and Gun Owners of America. We are absolutely psyched to be working with all of those groups. Like I said, like we've all said before, this has been a huge group effort. We've been working on this case for a long time. Initially, it was supposed to be a much larger scope, but with the Snope case and Ocean State Tactical being so close to being reviewed by the Supreme Court, we kind of decided to pull back a little bit and keep those two topics kind of open. So if we need to mount some kind of a new challenge, we can do that. So that one is still in the hopper, but if we need to, we'll move forward. But the defendants in this case are Colonel Jeffrey Noble, who's the superintendent of Massachusetts State Police, Jamie Gagnon, who's the commissioner of Department of Criminal Justice Information Services, it's DCJIS, Heath Eldridge, who is the chief of Brewster Police, and they're all being sued in their official capacity as leaders of the Commonwealth. Mac Escher, who is the lead plaintiff on this, he is a kid who lives in Brewster. He was denied an LTC based upon his age, even though he is an adult under the law. He's legally eligible constitutionally and by federal law to own, possess, and carry all lawful arms. However, Chapter 135 of the Acts of 2024 contains a provision denying 18 to 20-year-olds from purchasing, possessing, transferring, carrying any semi-automatic firearm of any kind, and all handguns, including wheel guns, revolvers. Historical tradition of firearm regulation in this country, there is no historical analog denying 18 to 20-year-olds who are historically treated like adults, their right to own any types of arms within the plain text of the Second Amendment. There's plenty of jurisprudence that goes back talking about what constitute arms in the country. And handguns are obviously the most popular weapon chosen by Americans for self-defense in both the home and outside of the home for whatever reason, which is a statement that was made in the Staples case. The Staples case also stated that semi-autos are lawful possessions and are commonly available, which is what the Bruin case said. That was Justice Sotomayor speaking in the dissent. So, 18 to 20-year-olds who are considered adults should be able to own any lawful possession for lawful purposes, including semi-autos, handguns. Lawful purposes are lawful purposes. This is extra complicated by the fact that FID holders are ineligible to own and possess semi-autos under Chapter 135 as well. There's going to be a lot more information to come on that whole issue. That might be the next area that we try to tackle. But for now, we're a little focused on this. Going back to the debates and the discussions that were going on before 135 was passed. In meetings, Jim and I were repeatedly told by multiple different legislators that it was impossible to differentiate between criminals and law-abiding citizens, law-abiding gun owners, for the purpose of discussing ownership of weapons that they didn't like, the assault weapons ban, things like that. Or even when it comes to gun parts, frames, receiver rules, and even, reassembling your firearms, things like that. We were told that it would be difficult to differentiate between criminals and law-abiding gun owners when it came to, why do you want extra gun parts, and are you making untraceable guns and all this stuff? And we said, well, if you're a legal gun owner, that means you're a legal gun owner and entitled to all of the rights and protections that that it comes with, including, you know, owning parts and things like that. So, but we were repeatedly told that it was impossible to differentiate between them. But in this case, for some reason, they're able to differentiate between two groups of adults in the Commonwealth. You know, there's young adults, I guess, and you know, the older, more responsible kind of adults who are 21 and older. Makes no sense. It's completely arbitrary and capricious, and I think this case will show that. You know, constitutionally, guns in common use for lawful purposes are protected for all adults, especially under the Bruin interpretation. And depriving adults who have reached the age of majority their rights is kind of prima facie unconstitutional. And that's, you know, kind of the argument in this case that we've all come up with. And that's kind of the gist of it. Oral arguments have not been scheduled yet, but we will absolutely keep you in the loop on this one. We're going to be, you know, we're involved very, very closely on this. We're kind of, we're running point as far as the state goes between, you know, the national organizations and Attorney Gaida. You know, we're doing our best to help fund this and keep everything moving. And if you want some more information, you can check out the pleadings and find more information on this case and other legal efforts that Goal is going, that we're working on, both, you know, judicially and legislatively. You know, the new legislative session just started, and you can find all of that on goal.org. But you know, we're excited to be working with all these national groups. We're looking forward to, you know, strengthening our relationship with all of these groups. You know, anytime you work with somebody, this is what's going to happen. And I'm excited personally that that Attorney Gaida is running this case. He's pretty awesome. He's got an impressive body of work behind him, and he's really fun to work with. And I think he's going to do a great job on this. And my hat is off to Mac Escher, who is, you know, a young man in this Commonwealth who is willing to put his name and put himself out there to get this done and get those protections reinstated for adults in the Commonwealth. So, all right, that's kind of just a quick little gist of this. Hopefully, you get a little bit out of this, and if you do, please check out goal.org. Thanks a lot. Bye.